Hey everyone, you're watching Story About Dan, and in this video I want to talk about my creative and thinking process behind the video I edited for Sam Newton's editing contest and won Most Creative Award. For those who don't know, this is Sam Newton. He's an incredible YouTuber and content creator. In 2021, Sam and Vichera Collective, a watch brand, launched their editing contest. Basically, they shot a commercial and let other people like me edit it with certain limitations like timing, logo placement, music, and etc. People started posting their edits on Instagram and I was like, holy cow. I mean, I was amazed by how many unique video edits were created by same footage and how many ideas people put in it. And I was like, I want to try this. I've never been a part of any other video contest. I want to try it. In 2021, over 1,000 people submitted their edits. I was one of them. And unexpectedly to me, I won the Best Style nomination.
Just all around, well done, Mr. Danny Eyelash. Best Style. Dan Eyelash right there.
I was so happy because, you know, you always edit, you do something that you love, you're passionate about, and people tell you, wow, that's cool. But there's always someone you look up to, and you're like, oh, I want to do something like they do. And when Sam was reviewing my video and giving it such a good feedback, it just made me feel so good and proud that I made something that someone I look up to enjoys and likes. If you want to watch 2021 video editing contest, you can watch it on Sam's YouTube channel. I'll leave a link in the description. When Sam and Vichera announced the 2022 editing contest, I wasn't really sure if I want to do it this year again, but because I already done it. But then I started seeing what kind of insane edits people were doing, and I was like, oh my gosh, I want to try it. I want to do it this year too. So I started thinking of the ideas, how can I make my edit different from everybody else? There were so many great edits and everybody did it differently, and I was like, this is going to be pretty hard to make it different because there's so many ideas. So I started thinking of, what would I do if I filmed this commercial? What kind of style would I go for? And I thought, what if I just leave main object, main person, which in this video was Aaron, in real time, and everything around is gonna move backward. This was one of the ideas, but usually to get this kind of effect, you have to film it in a certain way. If you didn't film in a certain way, you can't really do much in post. But I was like, all right, I'll just try this challenge. So I opened After Effects, I dropped footage, and I started playing with different ideas.
Let's do the Creativity Award. This goes to Mr. Danny Eyelash. He did this insane concept where he reversed time and went backwards. Kind of hard to explain.
Benjamin Button style?
Exactly.
That's sick.
Mr. Dan, it's either Danny Lash or Dan Eyelash. All right, here we go. Let's dive into it.
I used to dream of being where I am today. But I can tell you this, I didn't get here by dreaming. And if I could give any advice, it's that consistency beats talent every time. It's either one day or day one. So whether I'm training to bike across the country or out shooting my next campaign, my mindset always stays the same. Show up every single day. My name is Aaron Brimhall, and I'm a photographer, athlete, and father.
And Lolo, this is insane.
Dude, what? That was sick. That was so good.
Dan Eyelash, Danny Lash, whatever your name might be.
Dude,
phenomenal.
how is that not the winner? I'm excited to see the rest of them. That was insane.
So let's dive into my timeline and here in After Effects to see what kind of tricks I've did and what kind of edits I did. So I just started playing in After Effects, and my hope was to cut off main object of the frame, reverse the background while leaving the main object in real timing to kind of create this Tenet effect like in that movie, where the main object is in real time and then the background and everything around them is moving backward. I started playing with that in After Effects. I started to cut off main object when he was biking and everything, but there was a problem that the lights, shadow, all the camera movements won't align together, and of course, obviously, because when you reverse one object, it starts moving in a certain direction, and then everything in real time moves kind of in different directions. So it creates kind of misalignment there. Then I saw the shot of Aaron looking up with the drifting car behind him, which is a sick shot. It looks amazing. And he didn't move much. The shot was steady. So I masked Aaron out of the frame, reversed the background, and it didn't look too bad. So all I had to do is basically to blend background to cover the hole where Aaron was before, and it turned out pretty good.
Day or day one.
Then I got this idea. Since the time goes backward, it gave me kind of cool to show a hands of the watch go counterclockwise, and there were a lot of shots of the watch. So I thought, okay, I'm gonna do that. I tried to mask out watch from the video and separate hands, but the quality was bad and the flexibility was limited. But then I thought, if they filmed that watch, it means Ventura sells them. So I went to Ventura website, found the watch, saved the picture, and separated the hands and everything in the Photoshop. After that, I animated hands going clockwise, stopping, and then go backward. Now I need to replace the actual watch in the video with the fake watch. So I basically did a stop frame, and then I put all over it, and I had to create some fake camera movement with wiggle. I put some blurs, and I color corrected to match the environment, because on that video there were a lot of red and green lights. So I put it all together, put some movement on top of it, and then it was basically done. So that whole part took me around 3 hours to brainstorm and put together. It was getting frustrated at some point, but then I was like, whoa, it's actually not that bad, you know?
Every time. It's either one day.
Another part that stood out to many was the ending, the logo reveal, and I was just seeing how many people just flashed out really quick Aaron's pictures. I love that, but how can I make it different? So I thought, what if the last shot would be all the pictures kind of flying into frame and then turning into one logo? So I started like thinking, how can I do it? I broke down the logo, like as you can see, it has some masking, so I separated them into different pieces. I created shape layers that look exactly like those little, I don't know what you call them, marks on the logo. And I animated them so they would get smaller when I need them to. But most of the time it would be a picture inside of it, and I did that with matte layer. And then I pre-composed all of them, turned them into 3D layers, as you can see. I animated position and scale, so they would get smaller and also move into the position where they should end up. So you can see here, they get there, and then when the time comes, basically get smaller, and with opacity, they take the form that they should take at the end to form a logo. Now that I look back at it, yes, it's pretty simple, but the main part was a brainstorm of how I can make it. So that part stood out to me.
Others.
So the main winner of this contest is the guy named Tom, and he did an incredible job. I mean, he won the contest, and I wanted to connect with him and ask what is his thinking and creative process for his video edits, and for this edit in particular. So here it is. It's good to meet you. How are you?
Yeah, nice to meet you too, man. I'm doing well. I'm in France right now.
I've never met people in my life from France, to be honest.
Oh, really?
So you have to do good, so I have a good impression of French people. You represent French. First of all, congratulations. You won the whole
Thanks,
contest.
man.
How
Thank
you
you.
feel?
Like when I saw it was first, I was like, what? Like for 30 seconds, I froze completely. And yeah, I mean, it's a really cool thing. So I mean, what I was amazed about is like, for example, when he was describing my work, like the part with the lightning, with the window, even this tiny thing, he was able to see it, and it's crazy.
And then look at the tiny thing that no one's gonna notice. Look at the left side of the frame, how you can see the lightning from outside.
Yeah, it's pretty sick.
How long have you been editing videos for? Like
You mean
like how long have you been editing throughout your life?
Maybe almost 10 years. I'm 22 right now.
Oh, I'm 22.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Can you talk really quick about your idea behind the edit?
at first I was going through the music because every time I'm like trying to find a song that would match what I'm imagining, because every time I'm starting with a cool song and then I try to develop the frames around it, because I think for me, like, the music is a really important point. It's a thing for me to express like my creativity around it. Then after that I was like, okay, there is this song, but it needs maybe more energy because I want to put crazy visuals around it, like big transitions. Some people were like, okay, this is kind of amateur, I would say, but it made that storytelling more impactful, so it was cool.
I can relate a lot to that, and I think many people do that way too. If you listen to a song and you close your eyes, you just start imagining clips. Like if you would film something, I feel like most of the time for me before, I would listen to a song and like, oh, I want to make a video with this song. Like that's how I would get inspired. So I guess you're the same way. That's awesome, man. It's hard to stay creative right now because we see so many other things, and I got myself personally, I tend to repeat what other people do.
Yeah.
So I feel like my creativity needs to boost.
Yeah.
So like, do you have
actually,
tips to other people how to do that?
Yeah. In terms of experience I had from my side, I had this tough time in my life. I was like 24/7 going through social media, and like with that really trendy thing about Reels and TikToks, like everyone posting crazy content, and you see all of these creators. Like I was really amazed by these guys. So every time when I wanted to create something, I was like, okay, I'm just gonna try to think about my own vision. But there was always this part of me being like, oh, but there was this transition, maybe you should recreate that.
Right.
You know, like the originality in my own work was impacted because I was seeing all these guys doing crazy stuff. I started doing the digital detoxes, and especially social media detox, for a month or 2 months. I noticed that when I do this, it tends to bring me to a more creative side of myself. I'm more focused in like what I'm feeling at the moment, and not, you know, what I'm watching at. I don't know if that makes sense, but
I feel exactly the same. It's because we see so many things, and it's so much of it. You look at it and you're like, this looks so cool, I want to do that too. But eventually you basically repeat. So exactly. I guess, like you said, you got a break from social media for a while that really helped you to boost your own originality.
Exactly. Yeah, I think, take a step back from social media and from maybe YouTube. Like try to maybe look at something really different from what you used to you create, like your own style. And like try different stuff, practice a lot through this time, like this period of time when you're out of social media. And I mean, for me, this worked so well. Like for the past year, it's a really big game changer. So I mean, that's what I would say to people. I
feel like a lot of people are gonna relate to that. Well, it's really nice to meet you, man. If you're in the US, let us know.
Yep. Exactly.
Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope this was inspirational in some way to you guys, and I'll see you in the next video.